Hi everyone, today I'm going to be making a beef stew with vegetables on Ifnatcancook. Now I know I've posted a beef stew recipe before, but this is a new improved version which will really not take too much of your time. So without further ado, let's get cracking and let's make this beautiful aromatic beef stew. Okay, so I like to cut and wash everything myself. The first thing I'm going to do is slice some onions, rather dice them, as I want them to be chunky pieces in the beef stew. And I also want to show you that I have diced 2 carrots and 2 potatoes. That's about a cup of peas, and I have about a cup of fresh mushrooms that I have chopped, sliced. And over here I have about 300 grams of boneless beef. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some flour and coat the beef with this flour, so approximately half a tablespoon. And the first thing I'm going to do is take a Dutch oven pot just like this, put it on the chula. Neutral oil, and I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of butter to a pot like this. 300 grams of undercut beef boneless pieces. These will cook fast, cut against the grain. I've added half a tablespoon of flour, and I'm going to add some pepper and salt to this to season it as well. You can add red chili flakes too, but I want to keep it less spicy. And when I say use flour, I mean maida. Add this into the pot and brown the meat. This is done on medium heat and the meat starts to bleed water. It's browned well enough. I'm going to remove it onto a plate. Okay, in the same pot, add another tablespoon of butter and then a tablespoon of crushed garlic. Rosemary is so important to this dish. If you don't have fresh, use dried ones. Celery is very important to me, guys. As you might have noticed, I'm adding 2 tablespoons of cut up celery. I have some fresh parsley. I'm going to add a tablespoon of that. Mix this. This is sticking now, so I'm going to have to add some water to release the yummy bits and pieces over here so it doesn't burn. Just 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. Scrape the bottom off. Next up, 2 carrots and 2 potatoes. Give it a good mix, and I'm adding the mushrooms. Now the mushrooms will release some liquid, and we're going to wait for the liquid to dry up before we add the next ingredient. Now adding peas, and then I'm going to add the onions. And next up is tomatoes. After I give this a toss. Adding divine. I know I keep saying that, but the combination of butter and flour for me is magical. I'm going to add the meat right back, and now I'm going to raise the fire to medium so that the oil rises and everything is sauteed very well before I add boiling hot water to the stew. This is looking good. I'm going to add a little bit of beef stock. I had beef cubes. I have added that to hot water. This is just 1 mug. And then you can always use chicken stock or salt. I'm going to add exactly 3 mugs of water to this. That would be about 3/4 of a liter of water. You guys can decide how much water you want in this. And I'm going to cover this and cook this for half an hour. See you in a bit. Let's take a look at the beef stew. It should be done by now. Let's discard the rosemary. Okay, so this is done. I've checked all the vegetables and the beef. They're cooked. I'm going to thicken the sauce a little bit. I have half a tablespoon of flour, and I'm going to add a little bit of cold water to it. Dilute that. That was, I think, 3/4 of a cup of water. I'm going to add that here. Thickening nicely. Just turn off the fire and check for seasoning like salt, pepper. Add a blob of butter, and this is also ready to be served. I've chopped up some fresh parsley, and I'm going to add that. I'm going to serve this. Some fresh parsley. So this has turned out fabulous. I love making stews in a pot like this. This is a Dutch oven cast iron enameled pot. And you can Google that for more information. I would really also like some feedback on this new improved version, because this is the easiest one and it's really turned out fab. I would add a little drop or 2 of Tabasco in this for old time's sake. So here it is, guys. Thank you for watching me on Ifnatcancook. Make the easiest beef stew you'll ever make.